Some months ago, I made a troll video about how much I hate Android users and Android phones in general. And, I said, iOS is vastly superior to Android. And, pretty much just saying that I hate Android users and Android phones. But there was a little bit of truth sprinkled in that troll video. No, I don't actually hate people who use Android or prefer Android phones. But I did mock those annoying Android users who fucking shame people because oh no, prefer Apple devices. You see this all the time on YouTube videos, particular videos about iPhones. You see an iPhone review, iPhone unboxing, or any video that's related to an iPhone. I guarantee you'll see at least like 10 of these Android fanboys be like, oh, iPhone sucks, and fuck anyone who has an iPhone. And you'll see people who comment on the video who don't say anything about Android, who don't shit-talk Android users, don't shit-talk Android phones at all. They just simply say, oh, who's watching this on an iPhone, or I really enjoy my iPhone. Then you see a reply, one of these Android fucks reply to the comment and be like, fuck you for using an iPhone, you should be ashamed of yourself, and pretty much curse them out, and again, shame them because, oh my god, they prefer Apple devices. I mean, is it really that fucking important what phone people use? What type of phone people prefer? Is it really that fucking serious to you? I mean, holy shit. I just wonder, what kind of lives do these Android fanboys lead? The ones that constantly harass other Apple users, constantly belittle them because they prefer iOS. What kind of life do you lead if you're gonna spend your days just fucking going on a bunch of YouTube videos and starting fights with people because they prefer a different phone operating system? And it really does show how pathetic you are because you're fighting about a phone operating system. This isn't like some serious issue or anything that's going on in the world. You're fighting about fucking phones. I mean, I don't know what it is about Android that makes a lot of these Android fans so fucking worked up over someone who dares prefer iOS or any other operating system. But then again, I don't own an Android phone, so I guess I won't know what about Android that makes all these Android users so fucking crazy. But anyways, it's just funny because a lot of these Android fucks, they mock iOS users. They call them sheep, and they constantly belittle them and all that shit. Call them idiots and all that shit. Yet the quote-unquote sheep are the ones that are just, keeping to themselves. They just simply talk about how much they enjoy their iPhones and, how much they like them. They don't go to Android videos more often. Well, I haven't seen any of this, but more often than not, you see an Android fanboy attack an Apple user, and not vice versa. Okay, maybe there is a few Apple users that go and fucking attack Android fanboys, and yes, they are just as stupid as the Android fanboys that do this. Don't think I'm just putting Android fanboys on blast here and having a bias against Apple, because anyone who does this is fucking stupid. But anyways, most of the time you see the Android fanboys do this. You don't see the Apple fans do this most of the time. You don't see them attack Android fanboys. So, anyways, it's just funny that, the iSheep get mocked all the time and get attacked by these people. Yeah, they're the ones that, instigate fights. They're the ones who, belittle them for just simply preferring an operating system that's not the one they use. So who's the real bunch of idiots? Is it the people that just enjoy their phones, don't fight people all day and all night because they simply prefer a phone operating system that they don't use, or is it the ones that do just that, fucking attack people who prefer a different operating system? And I've gotten this myself actually way back in my Miiverse days, back in 2014. It was when iOS 8 first came out, and I remember making a post, talking about my impressions of iOS 8, what I think about it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And, I didn't make any sort of comments about Android or anything. And I was talking to some friend that I used to talk to way back when, but I don't keep in touch with anymore. But anyways, I was talking to them about iOS 8. We're talking about, pretty much what we like and don't like about the new iOS. And then this one person comes and they're like, well, they didn't say fuck you, but they did say, you're an idiot for preferring iOS. Android is superior. And I'm like, dude, fuck off. I didn't mention Android at all. And I don't get it. I don't get why these people, these Android fucks feel the need to attack Apple, people who like iOS and prefer iOS. Is it really that much of a? Is it really that sacrilegious to prefer another operating system? I mean, holy shit, I get it. Okay, I'm sure Android excels at many things that iOS doesn't, but still, I personally prefer iOS. I mean, I've tried using Android phones. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, call me stupid and all that, but it's just a little too complex, and I prefer iOS's simplicity. And this is another thing that Android fanboys like to use against iOS users. They say, "Oh, they don't know shit about technology. They prefer the simple operating system, and they're stupid. They're very ignorant at technology and all that." Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know you needed to be a tech whiz to use fucking Snapchat or Instagram. I didn't know you needed to be fucking Einstein to post your stupid selfies. I'm very sorry for preferring an operating system that's nice and simple. And this isn't a slight on Android, alright? I'm not shit talking the Android OS, okay? I get the appeal. I get why people prefer Android over iOS, but holy shit. Some people just take it to the max. Some people just really, really take this to the extreme, and they can't shut up about how Android is so much better than iOS. We get it, dude. Alright, you can shut the fuck up about Android. And here's the thing, you're bitching at iOS users is not going to do shit, okay? Really, what world do you live in, okay? Do you really expect, like, someone who posts a comment talking about how much they like their iPhone, and then they get a reply from this angry Android fan, and then they see, like, this Android fan in the comment section, cursing them out, harassing them pretty much because they prefer iOS. You really expect them to be like, okay, since there's nobody on the internet fucking replied to my comment and told me how stupid I was for preferring iOS. Okay, I'll go switch to Android now. No, they're still gonna prefer they're still gonna prefer iOS, and some angry Android fan is not gonna fucking change that. So I don't get what your end goal is here for fucking attacking people who prefer iOS. I really don't fucking get it. Really, just do something productive with your lives, alright? All of you Android fans who just constantly attack people for simply preferring another operating system. Again, oh, how dare they? How dare they not prefer Android? Fucking pathetic people. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.